broadcasting live out of a basement in Appleton, Wisconsin. You're tuned into Fox Cities Core on WCZR Code Zero Radio. We're the show that gives you an opportunity to call in and be a part of the show. Our call-in line is 920-358-0795. Core. Hang 10 is an indie pop band from Appleton, Wisconsin. They play a style of music that blends 60s influences with contemporary lo-fi ambiance. They were recently announced as one of the bands that were playing the Draft City Music Festival in Green Bay later this month. I'd like to welcome Hang 10 to Code Zero Radio's Fox Cities Core.
Hey.
You guys have all been here before in different projects. This would be like a traveling Wilburys of Appleton, more or less, right?
Exactly that.
So tell me, let's do this. Alex, you want to start? Say that you're Alex and what you do in Hang 10 and what other bands you're in.
I'm Alex. I play keyboards in Hang 10, and I'm in other bands like the Wishbone Breakers. I'm an electric ranch hand. I play in a band called Big Mouth and play with Corey Chisel. I don't know. Lots of other stuff.
I'm Matty. I play bass for Hang 10. I play for Corey Chisel, Country Holla, Rodeo Borealis. I make solo album with these guys. And anything else?
Probably,
yeah.
I am Sam. I sing and play guitar in Hang 10, but I also play with, Alex in most of his projects. I also play in The Lately with Eick, and yeah.
I'm Riley. I play the drums and the hammer in Hang 10. I'm also in the Wishbone Breakers, Dusk, Boy Howdy, Darn It. Anything Crowe Bro related, I'll be there.
I'm Ryan. I play guitar and backup vocals, and I also play in The Lately with that guy.
Yeah, so you guys, again, have all been here at various points in time. It's good to have you guys here. I know you've done interviews before, but this is like the first big sit-down interview, right?
I think ever. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
I want to commend you on your style. I know I've seen the jackets before, but that is next level stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, it makes it easy.
And I put on this little Hawaiian shirt, and I thought, well, I'll celebrate. And you guys showed up in the jackets, and people can buy those jackets on your website, but without the names, correct?
They can actually enter their names, and we'll do the whole thing.
It's not cheap though, so don't.
I think I saw $50 for the jacket. Does that include the embroidery on the front?
Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Printed where?
At a mono print house.
All right.
Great place there on the corner of Richmond and Wisconsin, right here in Appleton, which is your home base. That's where Hang 10's home base is. So let's talk about when the band started. This was a COVID project that originally started in the basement where Sam had a studio at the Refuge, right?
Yep. Yeah. We were there for 6, 7, 8 years or so. And we moved to a new studio in Amano 1 or 2 summers ago. And it's been awesome. It's really nice to have, a place that you can go and do whatever project comes your way,
So as far as sound, what was the difference were you getting a lot of sound difference between the Refuge studio and the new studio at Amano?
The Refuge sounded a little moldy, I would say.
Yeah, no, we
In a good way.
we basically just moved all of our stuff over. Riley did a really nice job of sound. When we first heard that space, it was cavernous and totally insane sounding. And when we ended up there, it was sounding great. He hung up 30 sound panels and stuff. I mean, it sounds pretty much the same, which is very, very good for us, I think.
We started my album at the Refuge and finished it at the Hangar, is what it's called. And you can't tell. So yeah, it's been seamless.
A lot of your projects that you do they are recorded there. I know the same thing with the Wishbone Breakers. Riley was here with, well, a bunch of you guys recently, and mentioned that project also started at the Refuge and then moved over to the hangar.
Yeah, we started that kind of around the same time that Hang 10 was starting to record songs, and this project never really intended to be a real band. We were just trying to do the studio thing, and eventually people were like, you guys want to play a show? You want to play a show? And we were like, I guess. And so we reluctantly became a real band.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but was this band started as a way to kind of send out, to write stuff for movies and film and things like that? Was that the initial intent of this project? Or was it a way to fill in time during COVID?
How do you know that? That are purely capitalistic impulses?
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely, that was on the list of things to do. But
I think it was really like at that time we were doing so many projects for like other people that we just like wanted to do something for ourselves, and that's what happened.
And so this project wasn't meant to originally be a full-time thing. When did you decide to keep it going as a gigging full band?
Well, we're pretty chill about the scheduling and everything. It's not like, to describe it as full-time. I mean, we're full-time, like, sort of working on it, but like, I don't think we ever like meant it to be like temporary either. It was just like, here's a new project where we make songs that sound this way. It's not non-committal, but just
it's also like the people that I think we would be making music with either way.
We had talked about doing something, the five of us, quite a while ago. I mean, maybe as long as like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
The Volhounds.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Heavy Petters was another name that
there were talks about this combination of people for a while.
I think we actually ended up using some of the initial ideas too.
Nice.
Yeah.
That we had come up with.
No, it's like a group of some of my like favorite people to hang out with and to make music with, and it's really fun to play with all of these guys.
So was this the initial lineup when it started, or did Matty come in a little bit later?
Initially, it kind of started out that I had a few like demos I had started, and I had shown them to Alex because we were. This was like April 2020 or so. So
super pandemic-y.
Yeah, like we were kind of hanging out, and like that was it. I was not really seeing anyone else because we were working on a movie or something, I think. And so I had these songs and I brought them to Alex, and I think he was like a bit more excited about them than I had thought he would be. And so like that made me excited and
excitable.
Sorry guys. And here we are 5 years later.
But then Eick I've always written songs with. Anytime I need like another part, I'm like, Eick, like this needs like a chorus, just like do something, and he always kind of does it, and it's awesome.
It's kind of funny too because part of it was due to the pandemic, but I think the first probably like 6 songs at least, I don't think we were ever in the same room recording at one time.
Yeah.
No. It was super piecemeal.
Until recently, yeah.
But then, we needed a drummer, and Riley, I don't know, you can't get a better drummer, so we we asked him to do it, and then I played bass on like the first 3, but I was doing like my best impression of Matty, and so
hold on.
Admirable,
So I mean, at that point, we thought we should just like actually ask Matty to do this.
We did. When was our first show? Was that October 22?
Something like that. Really?
No.
Was it 20? No, maybe it was 22.
That was with the Heavy in Milwaukee.
So,
Be a
I
pretty
mean,
good-
yeah, as a live entity, it's been the five of us the whole time. I've been on, I don't know, now most of the recorded songs.
Matty
Yeah.
showed up when we went to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
I was just out there, you know?
And that was his first appearance, was in the music video for
Waiting.
Waiting.
Right. Nice.
Oh, thank God.
That looks good.
That's nice. Got a cutter?
It's cut.
Oh, it's cut?
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any jobs at restaurants or anything prior to doing music pretty much full time?
Oh,
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
me.
I've been a barista.
I worked in catering.
yeah. I worked at Stone Arch Brew Pub, Stone Cellar for the OGs, and Lawless Coffee. I slanged some biscuit sandwiches on the regular.
Good stuff.
I
Was a
worked at a
dishwasher,
cheese factory.
cook, waiter.
Sorry.
So
How about you, Andy?
I washed
Food
dishes
service?
for a long time back in the day.
Yeah.
Nice.
Never a server or a busser though. So
Do you miss it?
sometimes I did it with my brother. So we
Oh.
were like animals in the kitchen. We could, yeah, we
That sounds fun.
Did one of you get hired and the other would just kind of
no. But so anyways,
twin joke?
Sam and Eick, you guys, when did you start playing together? Because you must have a chemistry. You know what the other one's going to do, really.
Oh,
We
yeah.
started playing together when we started learning how to play, so that was
I was probably 10
many years ago.
or so. Yeah. No, we've every band that I've had any influence at all in, I normally am like, we should get this guy I know, Eick, to come and play with us. So
And then the band Hang 10 started as the first thing you guys released was a 3-song EP.
yep.
And then since then you've been dripping out singles. Is this a project that you're ever going to release a full length? Are you ever going to maybe harness everything into one release?
Funny you should ask.
Hilarious, you should ask.
Yeah, we're gonna, I think, basically, for like a lot of logistical reasons, really like re-release all of the stuff as one album. We were talking about remixing and remastering stuff because there's stuff we do differently now, and this feels like a good reason to do that. And I think we've got a handful of songs that are some very near complete and some not complete at all
can.
in the can. Yeah, that we're gonna release as an EP as well.
How long does it take to remix and do that? Is everything in Pro Tools? Is it fairly simple, or are we talking like
it's simple. I've never really done it, honestly. I mean, like our workflow is, we believe very strongly in doing things like one song at a time, and then just like having it be like done and having it be a snapshot of like the time that song was written and recorded. And so it'll be like kind of a trip, I think, to open up those project files and see what we were doing.
The vocal track before we started getting yelled at by people. The lead vocal was always too quiet.
Yeah.
So that'll definitely be changing on all of them.
It'll be like when George Lucas went back to Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Great.
It's a very divisive reference.
Yeah. You mean when he
Good.
fixed them?
Yeah, it's the movie he always wanted.
Made it much better in every way.
well, Matty, are you going to go redo the bass on the tracks you didn't do bass on?
Ooh,
That would be funny.
Here's the thing.
That's like a Ringo
He
thing
still
on some of
demos
the
the
Beatles.
bass, and I always lobby to just like, dude, it's perfect. Just leave it. So I'm not gonna make a strong case for that.
But you wouldn't be opposed.
I'd do anything for these guys. You
I
guys
think
know
you'd.
that,
I think you'd be opposed.
I think we're notoriously we're kind of a lazy band.
right? We're chill.
Chill, that's-
Rebranded.
Yeah.
Well, so out of all the bands that you guys are in, how does this one compare as far as the relaxation of being in it? Is it a laid back band?
Oh yeah.
By design.
Super easy. I mean, like, the point of like being in a band with people who you like really trust their instincts on things is that you can just like completely do it and just have no opinion on. I don't know. I love whatever like each of these guys does, and I have like no notes afterwards. So
We'll get in and be pretty efficient when we start recording a song. So it'll only be after listening back to it where I'll go, wow, those drums were really cool. You don't even you're just in there to work when you do it, and then go back and listen. And yeah, that's the trust coming through.
And it's like mostly demoed out. Like by the time it hits the rest, like Sam and Eick kind of like get together and map out what the song should be, and then by the time it hits the rest of us, it's just like, all right, we kind of like have heard it enough and can just go in the studio and knock it out. And I think that when it's fresh and you don't overthink it, it makes the song sound more fresh.
yeah.
So Sam and Ike would be the main songwriters as far as the initial birth of most of the songs.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, we have an idea, and I try to get it because I mean, all of us are in like 100 other bands and like doing 100 other things. I don't want to like waste people's like time to like come in. Should we do like a double chorus out of this like bridge? Like all of that stuff is purely like rote arrangement stuff. But I mean, I try to keep it so there's like a drum loop going on through everything. So then like by the time it hits like Ryley, he can like take it to another place. So like, I mean, everything is like pretty additive, I think, and pretty open to interpretation in a way that it's always cool and interesting to see what will Alex do with like on keys in a song that more or less sounds fine without them, and I think it's an interesting way to write.
And with the with the process of like we're not recording to tape or anything, so we can, if any of us has an idea for the arrangement, we can just like stretch it or like add parts, and a lot of that comes together when it's just like, okay, let's like plan a day where we're all at the studio, and when we're all in the same room, I feel like that's really when like things start like cooking. So
and I mean, I don't think there's any of these songs that took more than like one night of us just getting in a room and like, here's a sketch of a song, let's just like turn it into a song.
Let's make a pizza.
Yeah.
Let me know on the temp on that.
Oh, it's ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
It's good.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, no, it's good to work with people who you trust implicitly, I think.
And as far as playing the first show, were you a little nerve-wracked doing that? Because I think of it kind of like Garbage started as a studio band, Hang 10 started as a studio band, and it's almost a different way of doing things. Instead of playing out a bunch of times to hone the songs, you're honing the songs in the studio, and then you're learning them to go play out.
Totally. I mean, I think that we're honestly still... I mean, we're pretty close, I think, but we're still like trying to get there in like what works, what doesn't, what like parts can we omit. Like for a while we were trying to use like a like computer to like control all of like Alex's like keyboard sounds to like use the actual sounds on the
So you'll be
album.
like triggering almost, or you're talking just like almost like an effects.
No,
It was
so
just,
like
it was just MIDI controller.
yeah,
So
so
no,
like
yeah.
there'd be like a song would have 8 splits. So he would like start a song in the low octave, and then as the song went on, he would be
Yeah.
That sounds really stressful.
And then it would break
Terrible.
all the time.
yeah.
It was like to make matter is as if like memorizing which octave was which sound, and then it would just like crash.
The computer would have to like, restart and stuff. It was crazy.
It was horrible. Yeah. Now we're just like less precious about that stuff now, where it's like, I mean, just rock, right? Like that's kind of what we've settled on. Like it's better to rock than to not rock.
Sounds like
all
you're-
these barriers to rocking.
It sounds like you've been
exist.
taking some advice from Frank Anderson. It
Oh,
sounds like.
he will unabashedly
Oh yeah.
give us all of the advice that we could handle.
The band
And he's
whisperer.
right.
He's always right.
You should rock.
I think we do also take into consideration more like being able to play the songs live. Like when we started, it wasn't ever intended to be played live. So I think Alex probably had 5-6 different
Oh, dude. Like 20
keyed instruments
Yeah.
without any idea of like how we're actually going to pull it off live. So
Turns out most of them don't matter.
but they sound cool.
Yeah.
So did you run into any like stressful situations playing live the first couple times?
Oh yeah.
Can you give me some examples?
Computers crashing on stage, mid-song,
Mid-set.
mid-set, multiple
Big
times.
shows.
Big shows. I don't know. Like we've all done a crazy amount of shows, so I try not to get like I don't have like emotional reactions to disasters the way that I probably would have used to before it was like 10,000 shows deep or whatever. But like
We had to do like a deep dive on like plug-in latency and stuff because he was hitting keys and like the sounds would come like a half a second later. It's like, what do we got to do?
and the problem became worse as we added more songs. Because it's more RAM usage as you add more
This is getting
synthesizers.
so nerdy, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway, it wasn't something that was going to get better unless we changed course completely.
Yeah.
So we did.
Those were the only problems. Alex,
Yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
much. I mean,
Yeah.
the rest of us we got it.
we played our first show in Milwaukee, which was a trip to do like your debut performance out of town. There was something that was kind of neat about that, where it just felt like these people don't know us anyway, so we can just kind of try it out.
Probably our best show.
Actually,
Yeah.
probably was our best show.
Best-
All downhill.
yeah. Sound guy, like,
What was his name?
Sullivan?
Patrick's brother.
Patrick
Sullivan's brother.
yeah. But he was like, I want to make sure that you guys have a sound check. I want to
Brilliant.
and
Not
like
touching those doors till you guys are done.
but like we all like
It was perfect.
sing harmony and stuff. So it's sometimes when the sound is not as good, it's a little more important in this band than in like others. I've been.
Well, we just
There was
played at
one really.
Misfits with no monitors, so that
Yeah.
was fun too. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not as precious about it anymore, I guess.
Should we tell the tale
Yes, you should tell the tale.
of the Mile of Music debacle?
Oh,
Man, yeah, why not? The people should know.
People should know. So, as many listeners may know, PBS was making a documentary about Mile of Music this past year, and we were chosen to be an act that was on Mile of Music, or on the documentary.
10 acts, or the
Yeah.
whole thing. Yeah.
So that
It
would
was
have been
super
cool. And there was like a big production, camera crews. They were hooking into the soundboard and stuff. And
Careful.
the show that they were going to record, there was something that happened where the like they had like room mics set up
Yeah,
for
but, like, in
to
the, like,
capture the audience.
For the recording,
Back
so you could hear
of
what the
the-
crowd sounded
Yeah,
like.
so it didn't sound just like a sterile board recording. And that the room mics were being fed through our monitors.
So we could just
So
hear
it was
a
just
bunch of crowds.
squealing and like insane
very
stuff.
loudly. Like all Riley could hear was like conversations
People talking.
in the crowd.
Cheering, whatever.
And at like Mile of Music, you don't have like time to like correct problems.
Yeah.
So we're just like, okay, I guess this is
But I mean, anytime they tried to give us anything else in our monitors, it would instantly squeal and feedback. So the only thing that we had in our entire monitors was like stage or like
Proud sound.
crowd conversations.
Could you make anything out what they were saying?
Oh yeah, it was loud.
Sometimes,
it was
yeah.
really
Yeah,
loud.
not only was it on, but it was loud.
We're
And
trying
that
to rock for PBS.
Yeah.
we were
He
like
was-
the last band of the night. Maybe there's one more after us. So the sound guy was just like, I've been drinking all day, but I'm fine. And
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like, what?
It was horrific.
Needless to say, I don't think we're in the documentary.
Did you guys rock though?
No.
Tried.
People in the audience who I knew, I think very like nicely, were like, "Yeah, you guys sounded
Yeah, they
great."
lied to us.
It
Yeah.
took you a while to get set up, but it sounded good.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe it after a show when friends come up and tell you how good it sounded, or do you kind of question friends that tell you sounded good?
It's kind of like a nicety,
It's
know? It,
like
what's-
saying,
what's-
"How was your day?" I think.
Yeah.
You sounded how you always sound. I don't know.
Yeah. Sometimes, sure. No, friends, I mean, yeah. I don't know. It's just polite.
But
and I like polite things.
girlfriends will always lie to you,
yeah.
which is really nice.
We've got our first question, so I don't want you guys to get too excited. The question comes from Bob Minter.
Yes.
It says, off topic, Matty did a great job announcing for the Bammies. Has he been approached by the Oscars for hosting?
Ooh. Yeah, it's just there's a little bit of a schedule conflict. I can't quite make it to the Oscars. I've got to head down to Oconomowoc and teach some people how to do some things.
I am right out of bit. Huh?
Was that something that was fun for you? I know you did it last year as well.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm on the committee for it, so it just they asked me to do it.
In fact, you accepted it's kind of a trifold here. I had presented for keyboardist of the year. Alex won, and you
Right.
accepted on his behalf as Alex.
Yeah, I did a really
Yeah, I saw the impression. It was good.
I did a really nice Alex impression for that.
thanks.
Jeez, oh wow, go back.
I was confused because I was hoping Alex would win. He won, and then I was looking around to see where, because you were there the night before, and then down the aisle runs Matty.
Yeah, I couldn't make it 2 nights in a row. I was already skipping out on doing stuff.
You were
that I was
down in
supposed to be
Oconomowoc.
doing. Yeah, I was down in Oconomowoc.
That's great. So you guys, was Hang 10 nominated last year for the Whammies? I believe you guys all went down there as a band, didn't you?
Yeah.
We were nominated last
Yeah,
year.
I think we are again.
Are you going to attend again, or was that a one-off thing?
We were talking about it. I don't know. It's really an easier decision when it's close by. I will say that. But
It'll probably be a game time decision.
yeah.
A couple of
But-
us are. Sam's up for Studio Engineer of the Year. Hang 10's Pop Performer of the Year, which is rad.
And
You
you're
got
up
some
for
stuff too, right?
yeah.
Rock Album of the Year and Rock Song of the Year. And you, Andy.
Yeah, this isn't about me.
Oh,
But let's.
Come on.
Hey, you're
I've
on
got a-
TV too.
I've got a
now.
question for Sam.
Okay.
So if you could take the studio award and Hang 10 would not win any band awards, secretly and honestly, well, honestly and publicly, would you take the studio award if you had to do a deal with the devil?
No way. I don't want to record for people who I don't know. So
It's not a public studio. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? I mean, it's really,
I'm not trying to like further that part of my career at all. It seems hard and long and low paying.
So when you're doing projects for Hang 10, it must be nice to have all the time in the world that you want to record,
Yeah,
right?
it's awesome. I mean, I think I love doing like studio work and producing when I'm a part of the creative engine of it all, I guess. But just being like the guy who like puts on microphone on an amp doesn't do much for me.
Well, so we had the Sherry Lane guys and the girl here earlier, and they just did a recording at Honeytone. Would you ever be open to taking Hang 10 to a studio, even like Crutch of Memory or a place like that where you didn't have to worry about recording and you could focus more on performing?
Totally. I mean, I think though the two things are so like intrinsically linked with me that like the part and the sound have to be the right combination, that the idea of like divorcing those two things, I don't know how that would work, man.
It would
honestly.
require an entirely different workflow, right?
Yeah, I mean, we try stuff and like the ideas happen so fast that like, should we try like a mellotron string thing here, or should we like try like maybe like a low synth? And I mean, like being able to like find those sounds fast and try ideas and all of that stuff. It just,
We would have to practice.
yeah, we'd have to find.
So no.
What we would do, this is what we'd do. We'd just make a Hang 10 song, we'd record it already. It would be all done, and then we'd go in and then re-record it, which is like antithetical to everything we believe in.
Don't we basically just rework the demos? Kind of.
Yeah, like we try to like demo. We never demo. We just like use a song sketch and then like add stuff to it until it's done, because like demoing ideas seems like gratuitous to me in a lot of ways.
So you'd pretty much be renting or paying for a studio, and then you would just end up doing it all yourself anyways because you would know what you wanted to do, right?
Well, and just like, maybe that sounds like I know more than I do, which I'm not sure is true, but it just like the like experimentation of things, I think, is so it's such a part of the process that paying somebody to basically sit there and like push things and be like really annoyed at us about, well, this is the 10th thing we tried, and are we gonna keep, like, that just seems, I don't want to put somebody else through that.
What if somebody came to us and said, I like what you guys are doing, I want to try to record you, and this was someone who we have respect for?
Yeah, I mean,
that would be maybe a situation where
totally.
Sure, it would have to be someone that we're
head over heels for.
and already friends with, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely not opposed to it. But I mean, I like how the stuff that we do sounds too. So it would, I don't know. Why do you do anything, I guess?
There we go.
There we are. That's kind of the thesis of Hang 10 right there.
Yeah. I mean, just like the demos aren't really that fleshed out. Like the fact that we do so much of the writing process, fleshing out the song during recording, like to keep it exciting. I think it'd be weird almost to have a song fully prepared before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just end up putting the fully prepared song out and canceling the session.
Yeah. And I mean, like, that's not to say that, like, we don't, like, spend time on stuff. It's that we try so much stuff that we end up just, like, throwing away that. And it all happens in a night and, like, we come in at 6 and, like, go home at, like, 1. And at the end of the night, there's a song there that, like, I think that we're all excited about because it, there's still, like, a spark there. And oftentimes when I have been in like more traditional recording sessions, like the spark is gone after like a few hours, man. A few days, no chance. Like nothing that comes out of those sessions is going to be inspired or exciting or do anything for you that, I don't know.
At least for us. Some people can do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like recording is kind of boring, you know? It just like takes too much time. So I think our thing is like, let's see how little time we can take on the boring stuff.
Mm-hmm. And like, I'm always like pumped and excited. And I I still find stuff about those songs that I like.
We had a comment from John Wheelock. He said, "Hi, fellas," and obviously you recorded J Council, right?
Yeah.
And played on some of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Any chance that it's probably be a better question for John, but any chance John's gonna revisit the J Council stuff?
I've got a few. I was in the shower today, thinking about some of those songs that like are so close to done that it's like maybe if we just like open up those sessions, like we could get them there. So yeah, I mean, totally.
How much stuff were you guys recording at the Refuge before you moved out of there? Did you have a lot of projects that were started and not finished?
Almost all of them.
Yeah.
Because that was an abrupt exit, wasn't it? You know, they had a boiler bust
Yep.
there, and kind of a lot of stuff got ruined.
For a while there, we were, I think, the only active users of the space, and it was like kind of a cool, like serene experience to go to this like castle and then go and like shuffle down
its
into
dungeon.
our dungeon
Put ourselves in the closet under the stairs.
and record. No, it was awesome. Yeah, I'm so grateful that we had that chance and that space. We probably, I would bet I recorded 60 albums there in the course of like 6 years. And the stuff that like has like come out, I'm very happy with. And there's like a lot of stuff that we did there that nobody has ever heard. That is also like, we still like at the end of a session, we're like, we shouldn't listen to the thing we did with the Appleton, like the like Appleton boy choir and the cello player from the like Tokyo Symphony.
The Tokyo Philharmonic.
Yeah.
She's like the first chair cellist. And she
Yeah.
was just at our studio. I mean, it's really weird. She was really good, though.
But
if you can imagine.
beautiful.
There's stuff with
Beautiful
Corey
playing.
Chisel. I've gotten to hear a lot of it. Stuff with Corey Chisel.
Yeah.
Rin Weaver stuff is super cool too.
Yeah.
So how many projects did you record there, Riley?
We did the Wishbone Breakers record there.
Two of them, actually.
Two of them. And then I also had a studio there that recorded Cousin Arthur's record there, Black Thumb record there, some Darn It stuff. Yeah.
Free Dirt, I think.
Free
too.
Dirt, yeah.
Yeah.
We did.
So that's definitely going to stay on the Appleton music scene, Fox City's music historical locations. Any idea what's up with that place now? Is it going to be turned into condos or something?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll just say yeah.
Hopefully they put a plaque somewhere that
Yeah.
says the history of it. You guys also, a lot of you, I think most, at least 4 of you for sure. Actually, all 5 of you, Eick worked on it as well. Zeke Bleek's upcoming EP, he just released a song last week called The April Fool.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about that session?
That was fun. We, I guess, didn't have a lot of direction on that, which is like, I think my favorite way to work. So we like went in, helped Zeke write the like chords and harmony and like decide on a direction. And like from basically nothing, we, I think, had 3 songs done in 3 days.
It's kind of got a country western feel to it. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one we like did we had for Frank Anderson in there, and we were like, go like Hawaiian with it, and he was like, all right, and he did it, and it's like one of the cooler things.
Corey did those like Hawaiian vocal stylings thing. It was great. Yeah.
Is that where the tone gloves came in?
Yeah, I don't remember.
The tone gloves are used on drums.
Oh, yeah, that was for Huge.
Yeah.
Nice.
Huge Rye, what up?
So huge.
So Zeke posted a video of Frank carrying his pedal steel across the street. Which was he taking it to True Value to get fixed, or where was he?
I
There
think
was a question about whether the Allen or the hex wrench that he needed was going to be metric or standard.
so he thought, why not try them?
It makes sense. It saves time returning if you get the wrong one. So,
Everyone's been down that road.
so when can we expect that full EP to come out? Of course, again, the April Fool came out already, but there's more.
I don't know. I think he wants to do another song on it. I know. So the first track of that, we did it, and Butch Vig had a hand in that. And I don't know. I think it'd be nice if he maybe we found a time when our schedules to capstone that EP with another thing that we can all kind of do.
Yeah, Butch was on
together.
tour and stuff, so he wasn't able to work on this one as much. For these three, that much.
Now, Zeke's a rambling man. I know he's inevitably going to be playing in Appleton soon, but Appleton is also home of Boy Howdy, who is the undisputed king of country. And I'm wondering if there's going to be a couple guys coming to blows eventually when those two meet up.
Ooh,
I haven't talked to Boy Howdy in a while.
yeah.
He's a bit elusive these days.
He hasn't played for a while either. When was the last Boy Howdy show?
Valentine's Day, maybe?
Are we counting
that wasn't-
Tijuana?
Yeah, maybe Durkham. I think there's a song in the hopper that I've heard
Oh
tale
yeah,
of,
it's a good
but
one.
Now, I know that being Record Store Day today, you guys,
yeah.
did you go out and get any vinyls today? I said vinyls. I know it's
Oh,
something.
no,
Sorry.
I stopped at GB UFO last weekend at 10:30 Saturday night because I love shopping for records late at night there. But that was kind of my pre-Record Store Day.
There wasn't anything that you guys wanted to get today.
I didn't even look. I stopped looking. I mean, I don't know. It hasn't been anything that really grabbed me for a while.
We're old now.
They've been doing this for long enough to where the vaults, I feel like, are getting a bit strip mined. So.
Re-released.
Yeah.
I just got that Pantera one.
Oh yeah, which one?
Yeah, it wasn't a Record Store Day. Great Southern Trendkill.
Nice.
Are you into metal?
Oh yeah.
You can't tell from Hang Ten's
Yeah, you can't tell.
Interesting. So everybody does have different music preferences as well. Alex, question for you off the wall. Sherry Lane, Tyler told me he used to live near you, and you were playing keys in some band with maybe Glass in the title.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. We
Oh,
would
yeah.
practice, and the last time I talked to him, he was like, "Yeah, I was the annoying kid that lived across the street while you guys were practicing in the garage."
Could you be more specific?
Never met a kid that wasn't annoying. Just kidding, kids. But yeah, it was weird. I was like, "Damn,
But we
that's what it's like to get old."
we played with them at the tracks and they were awesome. I didn't know what to expect, and they were super impressed. They just did their album at Honeytone, right?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, good sounding album. You guys have been playing at Hang 10 a lot of shows. You've got a big one coming up during the draft in Green Bay. How was it to find out you're going to be playing up there during that time? And you're playing, I think, earlier on the same stage as Less Than Jake.
And Jizza. Jizza from Wu-Tang Clan. That's, yeah. That was basically, that's a Tom Johnson booking. I've been playing gigs for Tom Johnson in Green Bay for at least 15 years. So, yeah, man, I knew he had a hand in it. It never hurts to ask. And he came through for us big time.
You flexed your King of Green Bay
I didn't want to go that far.
So can you give me some specifics on the show? Where is it? And
Oh, it's at Light Park, which spelled Leicht.
why do they have to do that?
I know.
Germans.
Which is right on the west side of the Fox River. It's right by the depot, right by Titletown Brewing, right off of between Broadway and the Fox River. So it should be a killer time.
What time is it?
We play at 5:00 on Saturday, April 26th. So unless you're die hard about the 4th through 7th rounds of the NFL draft, we hope you'll come out and party a bit with us.
Let's touch on the Prigs. The last year, the Prigs did a set at the Bammies in honor of Ryan. Did the Prigs leave anything in the vault, or is everything released?
Gosh, yeah, I think when we finally got our album back online after Ryan passed, and then my attempt to clear out the vault was just I found a couple of Prigs demos that I put up on our Bandcamp page, but yeah, sadly, you know what?
There was some stuff we could have finished probably, but I don't know any of the files.
There
Like
were some
had
things
started
in progress.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
You had started a new album. I
We
thought.
had, yeah,
Kinda.
We had half started.
Is there enough there from Ryan where you could make it into a full-fledged release?
That's a
We
heck
don't
of a
know. We
thought.
don't know where who has any of the stuff, so it's probably lost to time. But
Alex, you're talking about getting old, and now you're in like a Beatles situation.
we don't know who has the files.
Who's got the files?
So there could be another
Tomorrow.
new Prigs release. That's exciting if that happens.
That's a bit much, Andy.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. We did kind of try. Like we were like we sent a couple text messages at least. Like I think I remember that we doing that right. Like we were like, who could have these? And everyone was just kind of like, I don't have them. And then we gave up.
Yeah,
That's
I
left
mean,
unsolved.
Yeah,
I look back upon like doing that Prigs album really fondly because that's like how I like met you guys, I guess, right?
Basically, yeah.
But I don't know. Stuff is more special when it ends, I think, and like sometimes stuff, like we did that and it was like super fun and cool and
Yeah.
happy that we did. And
Yeah, I mean, Ryan had moved away. The band was pretty much, they hadn't officially said thanks for everything, but I don't think there would have been much else. The one pseudo Prigs reunion, I was hoping to have Ryan sing vocals on the last song on my album. Then it would have had all of us on one track.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't work out, of course. So that would have been it.
Well, Alex and Sam, to touch on the Wishbone Breakers, you guys are in the Wishbone Breakers now. Of course, Riley's in the Wishbone Breakers. That album came out April 1st. You had a release show at Stone Arch. What's the future looking like for the Wishbone Breakers?
Well, we got one show booked this summer at Dirt Camp in Sauk City. Of course, Free Dirt puts that on every year. It's great for the whole family. You come out and camp and listen to a bunch of awesome bands. I know Julia Blair is going to be playing it this year, and a bunch of other awesome acts.
yeah, I think from what I've heard, Luke already has some more songs. I mean, he's always writing, and yeah, I'm sure there'll be more stuff.
Now, Jake's always busy. He's got a lot going on. Jake Crowe. If Jake's busy, would Matty be able to step in as the bassist for the Wishbone Breakers?
I get to do that at Dirt Camp. I get to play my first Wishbone Breakers show on bass. Pumped for that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
That'll be fun.
Do you have all the songs learned already?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Matty, do you?
Back of my hand, baby.
Would there ever be a chance you guys could do a show and just mix all your bands together and just
family band type
blast
thing.
all the bands out? A nice variety show
I
of.
mean, we used to do that
Yeah.
with Corey and Jay Council and Adriel Dene. And
Yeah.
used
What
to
do you call
whoever
it?
else.
Something and
But it
something.
amounted
Friends.
to we three being on stage for just 4 hours straight. It was exciting, do the review type thing, shuffle on singers.
It's fun if it keeps changing.
Yeah.
It's just when it's 4 hours is a long time if it's the same thing. But if it's like 3 hour, 15minute segments, it's a lot easier.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I love to play with y'all. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, man.
whenever, like you name the time, Andy, and we'll
man. Code Zero
we'll be
Fest.
there.
We'll do that.
So you guys have a lot of singles out. Alex, you said you're going to have. We kind of started talking about it, an album, but we didn't find out when that would maybe happen.
Well, we have no idea when.
Plus, you guys have been an all digital band. up to this point. So
Yeah.
that would be exciting to have that released. Would you be looking at vinyl too, or just CD, or what's the plan? Got to spill
DVD.
everything. Spill
We-
everything.
Well, Andy, I'm glad you asked because we actually discussed this for the first time before we came
Half an
here.
hour
Yeah,
ago,
we got together at the hangar, had some bloodies.
Yeah.
nailed down our talking points. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what we settled on.
We
as
said,
the answer.
yeah, that sounds
That'd be
cool.
cool. Yeah, wow.
So yeah, it's happening now. Heard it here first.
Well, it sounds like
What part of that? TBD. Some
Yeah.
things will happen.
well, who does the album covers? I know Ike's big into to photography and stuff. Is that mostly Sam?
too,
We all just kind of
Yeah.
try to like.
collaborate.
The cool thing about Hang 10 is it's like the best idea always kind of wins. So it doesn't matter who does it. It just we all kind of in our text thread are like, yeah, or I don't know, and
Or nothing.
Yeah, the like stuff that, and it goes with like songs and like parts too. That like the things that like people are excited about are the things that we use.
But usually it's you and like I have zero visual art ability. Like
Yeah,
so no,
hardly
it's-
has
it's-
eyes.
I can't. Yeah, it's can't draw, can't write. It's pretty bad.
How did you fill the time in the early Hang 10 sets?
We didn't.
How
So
did
you
we
would
get
just
through
play a
those?
shorter set?
We just played.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just played
everything
as many songs as we
half
had.
an hour and yeah.
Yeah, like we only played shows where we were like the opener, so like a half hour was fine.
I think we were stretching at our first mile gig. I think we had to tell Ian like the little white lie that we got enough material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, I think at this point we have 12 songs or something. I don't know.
More than that now.
Which is enough. We were gigging with 8, which was
8 wide.
You must have did a cover song too, or something to fill
we?
nothing.
No.
We never actually did we?
we've
We
talked
were
about a lot of
We
them.
learned a bunch
about
of
to
covers.
learn some. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe for the draft thing, we'll do some.
Oh yeah, we have to discuss that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about maybe recording a cover.
Ooh, maybe 2 covers.
Maybe.
Should we spill the beans on this? See if we can get any comments on whether it's a good idea.
Yeah. Let's crowdsource a little.
Okay, so the idea being for the pack, right?
4-pack. It's gonna be
4-pack. So songs only from the years that Packers have won Super Bowls.
4 songs.
4 songs.
What do you think?
Yeah, I like it. But I guess it could go hand in hand with my next question. Could you each tell me your guilty pleasure song, a song that you like that you probably shouldn't, or you're embarrassed to admit? Because might be a good one. If there was, and there's probably a lot during Packer, like win seasons that you could use. Do you remember Gerardo Rico Suave?
Yeah.
That was a good song.
Yeah.
Throw that out there to start it off.
Okay. Is that a song that you like that you feel bad about liking?
Not really me, but I mean it's a good song.
Okay.
Love and Affection
wanna
from
start.
Nelson. There's another one. Love
Also,
and Affection.
I love Blue by Eiffel 65 a lot. That song rules. It was also the first CD I ever bought.
Doozy does a good cover of that song. I hear,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, shit. Who's next? Who's got one?
Riley's thinking. I can
I don't
tell.
think there's such thing as a
I got
guilty
nothing,
pleasure.
man. I'm-
Yeah.
It's just all pleasure.
It's all pleasure.
Yeah.
I think we unabashedly all love, like, Sugar Ray? Whom...
Yeah.
Yeah. Who we've been told is bad, but I don't
Yeah.
really want to hear
No,
from
no,
those
no,
people.
no.
Well, yeah, and Sugar Ray would be right up Hang 10's alley because Hang 10, your vibe is California and it palm trees, surf.
Yeah.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you for saying that.
Well, and I didn't even touch on your music videos. You had one that was directed and shot by Corey Chisel at a roller skating rink, and you've got Ryan in there.
Do
Yep.
we ever?
And Forrest Bricko.
Forrest Bricko, yeah.
Yeah, so the video component seems fun as well. This seems like a nice outlet for you guys to not only like play with the photography for the singles cover, but also put out those things like music videos. And any plans for any more music
I
videos?
feel like...
But tell me about the one on you guys are on a rooftop in LA or something.
Oh, yeah. That was...
I was waiting for Cocaine and Mirrors to come out.
We were all in LA shooting scene for a movie that turned into a CD that turned into a book that turned back into a movie. And we were supposedly like a 60s band, and we like went out there to record the soundtrack and stuff. And I think we're just bored and wanted to.
We were not bored. I mean, we had a
having
free
the time
hotel
of
in
our
West
lives.
Hollywood.
Yeah. we were underscheduled. I'll say that. So we took the time to just like take weird little videos of ourselves diving into the pool and stuff.
It turned out nice. It was right on brand. If people want to see what Riley looks like with an open shirt,
Yeah.
like check
And
that
then
video out.
Eick
Yep.
was at home, so we
Just
Don't, don't give it away. Go on.
shoot
He was
yourself.
there.
Yeah.
So, what was the name of that film? Is it out?
No.
There's probably a gag order.
It was a film called. It is a film called Music on the Bones. I've heard there's some movement around its production continuing.
Yeah. Which could
I
be
hope
awesome.
it does. It's a cool story.
Minus
I
our
can't tell you
soundtrack.
now. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we got cut. But hey, Hollywood, baby, it's tough business.
Well, then, at least did you get to fly out there for free? Hopefully.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, that
Totally
was
worth
the yeah.
There's
A
more to
plus.
that story, but we can't.
Well, so with all the singles, I think I counted 13 singles that you released. So it could be 12. I know 12 was mentioned. I feel it was 13. I'd have to recount.
Baker's dozen.
Baker's doesn't. Is there one song in particular that you guys would tell people to check out if they wanted to know more about Hang 10 and what the overall, like the vibe of the band was?
Every Morning by Sugar Ray.
Yeah, I think the last song that we've done is always my like favorite song. So I think the last song at this point is "Oh Here We Go." which
Yeah,
I
that's
think is
probably
nice
a
vibe.
fair enough. If you're gonna check one out, check that one out. Thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like Balloon too. That one has kind of like stood the test of time as like a cool chiller.
Ice cold.
An ice cold chiller.
It's kind of an outlier, though.
Yeah.
Like, as far as if you're gonna check this out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like that one too.
So you mentioned "Oh Here We Go." Before that, you released "Oh Well Whatever." So 2 O's.
We also had another O song, and
So that was intentional.
yeah, we were gonna do a trilogy.
The Ology.
Yeah, the Ology.
Odyssey.
And then we recorded a song for it, and then we heard it back, and we're like, eh. And so
Whatever.
we decided not to put it out. So
We have standards still.
Yeah.
So draft show coming up. Singles more oncoming, I'm assuming. Mm-hmm. And
As an
then,
EP, I think the EP will be the next new thing we put out.
and is that going to
Probably,
be
yeah.
up like right before Mile seems to be the?
Maybe.
that'd be awesome.
I
Yeah,
think that's a good goal.
we're trying to collaborate a bit more on this next one with just, people who like we've always wanted to do stuff with, and so like it'll depend on some of the like timing stuff. Like we already have Tyler from Dusk who plays a sweet solo at the end of a song, which pretty righteous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Biblical, man.
Well, that sounds exciting. Tyler Ditter is pretty cool.
Yeah, he's awesome.
We had a couple comments here that I neglected to get to, so let's dig into those. Justin, who was here earlier, said we love Hang 10. Tarl Knight said Hang 10, the Wishbone Breakers, and Matty Day's Metadata, full album live at the Tarleton Theater.
Whoa.
That
We'll leave it at that.
enough said.
Would that be something that you guys would consider?
No.
We'll have to,
I don't want to say no,
Maybe.
but yeah.
We might
there was
have-
a reason that there was a stage show was easier than.
but we could do the stage show again.
We could do the stage show.
Man, the best thing of the Matty Day Metadata stage show to me was the three of you out there, Alex and Sam, had the tiki torches.
Powerful.
It's like, what the hell is
Yeah.
going on here?
We were talking about it the other day, and we realized that we probably looked like, when because we're bad. When parents go see their kids do their dance, and they're like, "Well, it's bad, but they're my kids, and I love them." That's probably that's what we looked like, but no one loved us.
Fuck that.
So it was just
You guys
but
were
maybe
deadly.
our parents thought that.
I was freaked out when my parents showed up to that.
Oh, they did come to the
Yeah.
Appleton one, right?
My dad was like, "That short film was
You didn't even tell
pretty
them.
weird."
You didn't tell your parents to come. They
No, I
just
didn't want them to see me that way.
I thought that was very entertaining, and from where I was sitting, I could see Oliver Anderson on the side with the fog cans, which
Yeah.
that added a whole another level of.
We spared no expense, man. It was
Yeah.
top-notch production.
So thank you, Todd, for the comment, and then Todd Belke said the O album ?
That's a good one. That's a good title. I forget what the other O song was. It's been in the
Amazon kimono.
yes.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's true.
That's not fully abandoned, is it? We just couldn't get it right, and then
Yeah,
whatever.
maybe someday. Maybe this summer.
Time for me to ask you guys some questions you're probably not expecting. If you could take a song from one of the local bands and erase their history and make it your own, which song would you steal? There has to be songs you heard and you're like, dang.
All of mine are from bands that I now have pushed my way into. So I really like the Wishbone Breakers. There's a demo that you guys did, Future Me,
Oh yeah.
that I think is like the perfect song. And honestly, like one of the better songs I've ever heard. So
Our friend Eli Orion has an album with a song called Rebound, and it's talking about how he wants to be her rebound baby. So I think that kind of fits our vibe. Like,
yeah.
let me be your rebound baby.
That's a cool song.
Yeah.
I see Matty over there. He's really thinking
I'm
hard.
really trying. Well, I'm trying to remember the name of it because it's a Dusk song that Riley wrote. So I don't know if that would really count.
Oh, on
On the road.
At the roadside?
At the
Oh, that
at the
one's
roadside.
super
Yeah,
cool.
I like that one
That
a
one's
lot.
I was thinking of Gold, Blue, and Gray. That
Oh,
order
yeah.
is that right? Okay, okay, yeah. Gold, Blue, and Gray by Dusk. I love that one.
I like a lot of Tenement stuff too. I really admire how hard they rock.
They do rock hard, and they have a lot of great songs.
Yeah.
The Block is Safe Again is my personal favorite.
Hive of Hives, to me, like that song is really good.
I expect they're hiding. What you got?
I would say probably. I mean, there's a number of Wishbone Breaker songs that I really love, but Tenement as well. There's why am I forgetting the song? Underworld Hotel.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's a good one.
I love that song.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of really good songs. I mean,
I like a lot of Corey's songs too.
yeah.
So do I.
Yeah, that's true.
We're lucky enough to just kind of be friends with everyone we're jealous
Yeah.
of, I guess. And eventually just be in a band with them.
Well, so I'll throw this out there. So Sherry Lane was here earlier today, and of course I was promoting my dodgeball games this year again. I kind of threw it out there that maybe they should challenge Hang 10 during dodgeball this year, or kickball, with the loser needing to learn one of the other band's songs.
Sure. I will warn them. Hang 10 may not be good, but we will look good.
And also, we're really good at learning songs fast.
Yeah.
So,
Define
no
what you're
sweat
saying,
for
yeah.
us.
So really, you guys aren't intimidated or frightened?
Never.
I mean,
way.
they might be half our age, but that's all right.
Do you guys feel, are you to the point now, again, kind of going back to what Alex said, where you feel like you're in the next generation up from the scene?
Depends where we are.
In Milwaukee, oh yeah. Here, less so.
Yeah.
I think that Hang 10 has done some pretty cool stuff, and I look forward to what you guys have coming up in the future. Anything you want to leave the viewers with?
Hang out, hang loose, and hang 10.